All right, welcome back, guys. We are getting ready to get into Div C West game between Resurgence of the Storm and Team Rainbow Strike Go. We just got all of the coin toss map pick stuff sorted here, so let me give you a breakdown really quick, and then we're going to get into game number 1. Let's hope I updated everything nicely. We're good to go. Okay. Coin toss was won by Resurgence of the Storm. They're opting to go with first pick here. Map bans are Cursed Hollow and Hanamura coming out from the side of Resurgence of the Storm. Team Rainbow Strike Go taking away Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya Foundry. Now they do get the map pick here, so they're choosing to bring us to Dragonshire for game number 1. I'm going to let them know that we're ready in chat and we can get into this first game of a best of 3 between Resurgence of the Storm and Team Rainbow Strike Go.
Yeah, absolutely. Just taking a peek at both of these teams so far this season. We have Team Rainbow Strike Go in 3rd place in the division with 13 points overall with 3 dominations, but coming up right behind them is Resurgence of the Storm with 9 points in total. So Resurgence of the Storm hoping to get the 2-0 domination tonight to close that gap down to, would that be 2 points, I think? 1 point, I'm sorry. Yep. 9 plus 3 is 12. Caster math.
Yeah, so this is the, right now, Team Rainbow Strike Go tied for 2nd place in C West with Randy Newman, Resurgence of the Storm in that 4th place position right now. So we're going to see, the team that's in 2nd, 3rd right now taking on the 4th place team. So if Resurgence of the Storm can get some games here off Team Rainbow Strike Go, it's really going to kind of start to separate them from the rest of the division and show that they can kind of hold their own against the bigger teams here.
Absolutely. Here it looks like we are getting the countdown. We're about to jump into this draft here. Let's take a look at what these teams like to play and see if we can kind of look into our crystal ball and maybe determine these drafts. So let's see here. So far so good. I'm not seeing a Rexar player, not to mean that they don't know, they can't play Rexar, they're not comfortable on Rexar. I feel like this is one of those maps that you kind of either you like it or you hate it. I don't see it very often because I usually try and ban this map along with Praxis.
Yeah, and I feel like if Team Rainbow Strike Go is bringing us to Dragonshire, they have an idea of what they want to do here, so they must have a good solo laner that is ready to dominate in that top lane and hold the control point.
Let's take a little peek. All right, so it does look like, just taking a look at their map history, let's see if Resurgence of the Storm did do the homework. They do play a Rexar here. Looks like they just ran actually a double mage. They ran Alarak, Chromie with a May in earlier on this season on this map. But there goes that Alarak.
I was just going to say we're going to see Alarak being taken away by Resurgence of the Storm. So we guess that's a target ban on Team Rainbow Strike Go. As you're saying, they have run that earlier this season on this map specifically too.
Yeah, he could be one of those heroes that, he got to play one time and then for the rest of the season, that's the one everyone watched and they never get to pick those heroes again. And same thing with the Zeratol. I think you and I were playing, I think it's C2D2. If I remember correctly, we had the interview with that was the Zeratol player, and he said that, he expects to never be able to play a hero again this season.
Yeah, I think you're right that it is a target ban onto C2D2. As we saw, you were casting the last time we got to see Resurgence of the Storm play with me. And that Zeratol was always a priority ban coming out from the opposing team.
And a Kael'thas ban, not bad on this point. Those Flame Strikes and Living Bombs can get a lot of work. Not to mention Robert, favoring the Kael'thas this season, 80% win rate on that hero. So, 2 mages banned, not too worried about the ETC, the Johanna, the Diablo, the tank-wise, the healer meta. They're just, that's the big thing that they got to do is going to choke out these heroes on the mage side.
Yeah, just going for the target bans here, it looks like, as opposed to the meta bans. But that is going to be the ETC you're just talking about, getting banned out by TRSG.
Yeah, it's just Mosh Pit is, like I said, even with Encore getting the nerfs two times in a row, it's still, like, I know we've had this talk several times, it's just, you don't want to have to worry about whether or not Mosh Pit's up and doing all the weird math and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just easier to just to get rid of a hero than to deal with one.
I play to win.
Oh, Right, and the Diva for the first pickup of this series here, and I think it was the last series as well. Wu picked up Diva on the first pick of that series as well. Hopefully this time it works in their favor.
Finally a Gaslow game! I've been waiting. I've yet to see one since he got his buffs last week.
This hurts.
Now we know what they're planning, why they wanted to go to Dragonshire. They're going to stick Gaslow up in that solo lane, and he's just going to wreak havoc up there.
Man, that is just my delete from the game hero. I don't know what it is about that little green guy. He's never done anything personally to me. Oh my gosh. And like you said, recent nerfs, I'm sorry, not nerfs, but buffs to Gaslow across the board. I think the build might be Big Game Hunter at 1, getting all the scrap to get more turrets out because the turrets do more damage now. So, going to be able to just put everything onto that point and hold it as well.
All right, let's see what this last ban from TRSG is going to be. It's going to be the Rhaegar. Okay. I mean, I don't mind that ban. Likely they are still going to pick up some kind of auto attack damage for their next DPS slot. And, with the Tasker already being grabbed, there's a chance that they do a Bloodlust comp off the Rhaegar. So I think that's a pretty decent ban outside of knowing what, the hero pool is on the side of Resurgence of the Storm. We saw Sue was the healer last time, right? I just remember
yes, looks like the Anduin, I think, is, or was it the Ana?
I feel like we said Sue a lot and he was making a lot of saves.
Hold on, I gotta...
Now you gotta go back and check.
Mm-hmm. Did they play? Is it Randy Newman?
Oh, this is my jam!
Last time, wait, I might actually have it in my book. Brightwing, Anduin, and Rhaegar was what Resurgence played into Can't Counterpick Stupid last time.
Okay, so it was CCS. It was the CCS match, and yeah, they ran some. Because I think they played on Alterac Pass, if I remember correctly, and it was just a weird Abathur Illidan, I think. There's that Brightwing along with the Sonya. So Diva in the 4-man, and then Sonya getting all the spins onto the turrets.
Yeah, interesting. They're going, a lot of frontline on the side of Resurgence of the Storm here. That might be the play to go here. You have a Diablo who's looking to dive in. So, as soon as he does that and you have all of this front line on the side of Resurgence of the Storm, the back line of TRSG is going to be left a bit vulnerable here.
Yeah, and not a lot of follow-up dive. I mean, Lucia will be there to, bring it up, but Diablo's going to queue in. Brightwing's going to have that polymorph. Tacitor Wall's probably going to go up right behind wherever Diablo decides to pop up at. And then, Tacitor just does a tremendous amount of damage. And then if it's Diva in the 4-man, she will be able to just kind of secure that kill.
Well, here we go, getting into game number 1 here.
Yeah, I mean, is the Gaslow still swaying you looking at the final draft here? Is it, you're still leaning on the side of Team Rainbow Strike Go?
So, I feel like they just don't have the synergy with their comp necessarily. I'm a little worried that Diablo is going to go in for these kills and they're not going to be able to follow up as well as they could. But then again, Chromie has the range damage to be able to follow up pretty much no matter how deep Diablo goes, and Lucio has that speed boost to kind of reposition his team fast enough that it might work out for them. It is a little bit of a weird comp coming out from their side, but I think that if Gaslow, winning that top lane is really important, and if Gaslow can manage to do that, then it already just starts to favor TRSG.
Absolutely.
But did we not see Resurgence of the Storm run this exact kind of double front line with the Diva and the 4-man last time? And it worked out really good for them.
Seems to be more popular now is having the bruisers in the 4-man and maybe able to go Stranger Flex. Now, Sonya does just a ton of damage and has wave clear. So she's just as good as another assassin. But let's introduce these teams here.
Yeah, on the left-hand side, we have Resurgence of the Storm with Susie on that right wing, Pig Merlin on the Diva, Wingman playing the Tastar, Perseus on the Joanna, and C2D2 on the Sonya.
All right, and over on the red side, for the red team, we have Team Rainbow Strike Go. We have Robert on the Chromie, Kingle on the Gazlo, Panda on Lucio, Silver on Diablo, and Styx on Tychus.
I am so excited to see how this Gazlo performs in the top lane. We do see him rotating up there now to take on the Sonya.
Okay, so yeah, he is. Listen, that Gazlo is going to be my key to this game on how he does in this top lane. Now he is going to go Rocket Boots, which means he's going to go the stun build, which totally makes sense. Could have been a just a quick audible since he is dealing with that Sonya now. She's going to have to watch where she is spinning to kind of get out of those stuns.
I do love the rotation that's coming out from Sonya. She was able to push out the solo lane and rotated down to catch the soak for her team in mid, and that kind of allowed them to stick around bottom and start the Siege Giant camp without worrying about missing soak here. Siege Giant camp getting picked up by the side of TRSG right now as well, though. Tychus and Lucio with the Chromie kind of focusing that down, but Resurgence of the Storm checking it out. Joanna walking in there, seeing what's up.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my eye on the solo hands. C2D2 doing a great job of just avoiding all of these stuns and the lasers from the Gazlo here, which is a lot of his self-sustain is onto that laser. He has to land that laser, and Sony just doing a great job just refraining it. But we're going to see the Diablo charge in here in the bottom. The Polymorph's going to come out. We're going to see the Condemn come out as well, but True Silver's going to be able to flip over Pig Merlin in that Diva, but he's getting body blocked in that bush, and he will be able to escape in his life.
All right, channel is up and available now for Resurgence of the Storm. They want to go for that Dragon Knight. Chromie sitting around there, does have a time trap in the bush and in lane. Did opt to go with that the increase the charges, the Andoral Anomaly at level 4. So she has more than one time trap if she wants it. She's going to pop one down now on that Dragon Point for one stall. And has plenty of poke too. Gazlo, meanwhile, on the top, taking back the top shrine here.
Yeah, and I am just, Silver is just low as low can be. He's got to be careful of just not eating any more of those Tassadar Qs that are flying through this wall here. Styx getting a little low. He's going to be able to dash out of the way. But, unfortunately, Lucio does have the sustained healing. But, just all this poke damage coming out from Resurgence of the Storm is just giving him such a hard time.
Well, here's the thing. Sonya is doing a constant rotation between top and mid and catching soak for them, so they're able to just sit 4-man bottom on the side of Resurgence of the Storm and siege that up, and it's working out really well for them. Now they have 4 people showing up for the side of TRSG, and they're going to end up giving over this point to them for the moment. But the channel not up and available because Sonya back up in the top, capping the top shrine. And now rotating
and great
back
communication there. Pig Merlin gonna, Sony's like, I'm gonna go up and capture this point. I'm gonna catch. So, just great communication. Pig Merlin's gonna go and just harass the Gazlo there a little bit in the mid lane to make sure he does miss that, or at least a little bit of that soak on that top wall.
Yeah, needs to be a bit careful. Is facing off against the Tychus in mid. She can get shredded pretty easily here. But for now, he's going to back off. And that is going to be first blood. I didn't actually get to catch it on my screen, but Brightwing getting picked off by the Chromie here. Or Chromie getting picked off by the Brightwing, I should say.
Yeah, and we're going to see this early game. 7's online now for Team Rainbow Strike Go, but we're going to see the Diva Bomb come out, and down goes Gazlo. Great condemn from the Johanna there to keep him locked into that Diva Bomb.
Down goes Tychus.
Yes.
It's hard. They're running skins that look similar, right? I mean, he's got this like...
Oh, what did I say? Did I say Rainer?
You said down goes Gazlo, but it's all good.
Oh my gosh.
We all have little misspeakings. I mean, I literally just did it before you, so... Dragon up and available to channel now for Resurgence of the Storm. They're doing their best to zone off this Lucio and Chromie from the point. Polymorph goes out onto the Lucio. Joanna trying once again to get the channel, but the Dragon's Breath coming out from Chromie. Diablo also diving in, landing that wall bang onto the Joanna. Phase shift connecting onto Joe, gonna heal her up a bit, and now there's 4v4 in the mid lane, trying to get this Dragon Polymorph out onto the Diablo. Wall comes out from the Tassadar. Whew, good thing that wall dropped. Diablo was looking to use it against the Tass there, flipping him over, but the wall fell just before, so no wall bang for the Tassadar there. And the members of TRSG getting a little bit low from all this poke. Diablo going back in, lands that stun onto the Diva as she tries to get the channel onto the Dragon Knight. Now Gazlo is here to help out with this fight. Look at the Chromie getting really poked down from the Tassadar damage on the ground there. Sonya looks like is going to rotate down now as well. Sitting in that bush trying to keep an eye out on what's happening here.
Yep, Diablo's going to cap the bottom as Gazelle heads back up to the top. So we are now in that great stalemate back and forth. Rock, paper, scissors here of Dragonshire. But, you know, the bottom port taking a ton of damage, no longer having that well available. So it makes these team fights a little bit harder for Team Rainbow Strike Go. We're going to see Susie blink in here onto Wingman, and all the damage is going to come out onto Silver there. Pigmarlin getting a great body blocks, but down, he is going to get chunked down a little bit on the beat. He's going to have the Q out of there. Probably more coming out. Back onto that Diablo, and just a great job from Johanna living on this backline, just really disrupting Tychus and the Lucio there, as we see, you know, just C2D2 just doing a great job getting this double soak, and, you know, really just putting Team Rainbow Strike Go at such a disadvantage here in the bot lane.
Yeah, level 10's now online for the side of Resurgence of the Storm. Rather, the Berserker getting picked up by Sonya, Blink Heal from the right wing, Micro Missiles being grabbed by the Diva, Black Hole from the Tassadar, and Falling Sword from the Joanna.
Yeah, and I mean, then just the early game lead from Resurgence from the last time two matches we've seen them play. I mean, it's truly a Resurgence for Resurgence of the Storm. We see the Black Hole going to come out and the Gravel Bomb, but it is not successful in, you know, canceling this Dragon Knight as we see the first objective going over to Resurgence of the Storm.
I just want to say Tassadar is doing quite a good job stacking his level 1 quests as well. Already sitting at 125 stacks on his Q, so he's starting to really chunk you down if you stand in his damage from that. Joanna is down here in the bottom lane, kind of doing her own thing here. Needs to be a bit careful. I mean, Tychus has that percent damage, is going to chunk her down quite a bit. She does use her Falling Sword to escape here, so that's down.
Yeah, I mean, but a great job, you know, deterring 3 members of Team Rainbow Strike Go. While this Dragon Knight has 20 seconds left, the middle wall is down. They already have a fort down in bottom. Catapult's pressuring that keep as well.
If they could get the healing fountain in the top lane, that would be really great. If you take that away from the solo laner, it makes it a lot harder for the Gazelle to kind of sustain up there without having a fountain to fall back to tap.
Yeah,
but,
and I mean, it is pretty close here. I mean, 12 just coming online for Resurgence of the Storm, and then, like, Gazelle's only down 1,000. It feels like Sony is getting so much more XP soaks for the team, but, you know, Gazelle's only down about 1,000, which is, you know, roughly, you know, 2 minion waves or so.
Well, both these teams are going to pick up their bruiser camps now in the top lane. Sonya on the bruiser camp of Resurgence of the Storm. TRSG has a Gazelle taking the camp on their side, but look here down at the bottom. Resurgence of the Storm grabbing the neutral bruiser camp. A lot more pressure going down this bottom lane after already securing the fort down here.
And the pressure is in.
Yeah, and they have 4 members of Resurgence of the Storm in this lane right now to the 3 members of TRSG. Right now, TRSG is sending Lucio to help Gazelle in that top lane against Sonya, so they're down a member for this defense.
Yeah, and you know, 13's online now. We're going to see, you know, no escape coming out from the Sunday Switch. He's going to be able to, you know, get the speed boost, going to be able to stay connected with his auto attacks and keep her healing up on top of just a whirlwind. And just look at this. Like, she is just whirlwinding her life away. And then, you know, her health bar is staying topped off at full. And, you know, even Lucio's having a hard time just keeping Kingle alive.
Yeah, C2D2 really, I mean, right now, I've got to say MVP of this game so far, really making sure that, you know, all the fights that his teammates are taking are in their favor number-wise, but it does look like he might be getting into a little bit of a trouble here. That spin was interrupted, and he is going to fall here. They had to send 3 people top to get a gank onto him, though. I mean, that just kind of shows.
The counter rotation here, yeah. You know, you gotta take that with you know, with some pride there. They have to send 3 people up to you, and your team is, you know, you and me both playing off laners. You know, if you have more than one person in your lane, you're winning. 100%. Yeah. Your team is getting value elsewhere, and that's the true victory there.
We're going to see this bottom shrine go over to the side of Resurgence of the Storm, but TRSG looking to recap that back right away. Gazelle taking the top one right now. Tychus getting a little bit chunked here. Needs to be careful, you know, well-timed task queue. And he could fall. Joanna sitting in this mid here, ready to interrupt any channel that TRSG might have going on. Sonya's already taking back the top point from the Gazlo. Lucio, Gazlo setting up in the mid here. And a rotation coming out from the rest of the team. Joanna needs to be a little bit careful, but Diva is here to back her up, and she is going to be able to walk out of here just fine. Sonya now coming
That's
down.
my spray. Good BM coming out from Merlin there, just laughing that. I don't know if it was Merlin or if it was Perseus on the Johanna. Somebody sprayed that, you know, kind of saved the gap. We're gonna see the blessed shield coming out. I'm sorry, not shield, but I don't even know.
Falling sword connecting out to the
oh
members of TRSG. Diablo getting chased down now. He does fall. Lucio getting quite low is going to pop his like speed and get out of there, but unfortunately for Resurgence of the Storm, they weren't able to find that second pick there. Level 16s, though, very close to being online for them, and they're going to have a bit of an advantage going into this fight. Big combo coming up from the Gazlo onto the Diva. Unfortunately, didn't quite work out. Tychus getting quite low. The sound barrier coming out from Lucio to keep them alive in this fight, but Tychus still very low. Needs to be like, a bit careful. Those Tassadar Qs are really starting to hurt, so you need to watch his positioning, and when he's in a big body like that, it's not going to be hard for Tass to land a combo onto him. Diva getting low, has that mech explosion, is going to pop it. Here comes the Falling Sword, looking to connect onto the members of TRSG. Does manage to hit 3 members here, but is quite low herself, needs to be a bit careful. They manage to get the Dragon Knight. Diablo landing a wall stun onto Sonya. Sonya's in the back line trying to get the picks. She does find it. Gazlo goes down. Lucio barely surviving here, but managing to back out.
Oh my goodness, what a team fight. You know, like you said, C2D2 so far, like just MVP of this match. But I props to the 4-man. They have been winning these team fights 4v5, and he has just been getting so constant lane pressure in other lanes for his team.
Polymorph going out onto the Diablo here. He's getting quite a bit of damage put onto him as they siege down this bottom keep on the side of TRSG. 36 seconds left on the Dragon, but it's the health that's, you know, really getting low here. Level 16s, what were reached for Resurgence of the Storm. They're not quite there yet and online for TRSG, but in a moment here, they are going to have those level 16s.
Yep, and first keep of the match going down. Win condition opened up here for Resurgence of the Storm if they need it here. And they're just going to kind of just park that thing right in the old bush and let it dissolve away as they rotate down here to the neutral Bruiser camp here.
I think this is the second time we've seen them grab this neutral Bruiser camp. They've been on point getting these camps out. We do see TRSG trying to get out the Siege Giant camp. Unfortunately, Resurgence of the Storm not quite able to pull off the invade, but are able to get quite a bit of damage onto them here. The sound barrier coming out for Lucio, and here comes Diva just trying to chase down and get a bit more damage out onto them, but unfortunately no picks for Resurgence of the Storm there.
Yeah, they're a little Perseus really low on mana, not being able to kind of do any sort of peel or anything for the team, and Wingman's getting a little low as well.
We're gonna see the engage onto the camp of Resurgence now. Here comes the APOC combo, does manage to catch the Brightwing here. The combo from Gazlo coming out as well, and down goes Brightwing. This camp going over to the side of TRSG. Sonya, meanwhile, taking the top Bruiser camp. Going to be pushing out that top lane now. They still have that Bruiser camp in bottom that needs to be cleared up and is pushing onto the core.
Yeah, and you know what? And then that is going to be their Achilles heel as they move on here. Even if they are getting those wombo combos like we just saw there, they have to keep an eye and send somebody back constantly to deal with that pressure onto the keep bottom.
Bruiser camp was capped now by the side of TRSG in the top lane there. Have to clear out the Bruiser camp. That was taken by Sonya. This is already pushing onto the fort here, but it looks like they're going to mostly try to stick together now. They need to be Gazlo here. Is going to get caught. He does pop his Gladiator's Medallion to avoid the stun from the Falling Sword. But look at this, so low. Fortunately, Lucio showing up just in time, give him enough heals that he's able to survive here.
That was spooky, not having the healer available there, trying to, you know, TRC could have engaged under the wall there. I think they need to be a little patient here, wait for 20s. You know, it is even talent here, and we did see the detrimental wombo combo with the Gazlo Gravel Bomb and that APOC combo.
Sonya's gonna 1v2 up here once again, but creates enough space here. Dragon Knight going over to the side of Resurgence of the Storm. They already have that bottom keep down. They might look to open up the map a little bit more before they have their level 20s. I don't know if we're gonna see a core call, potentially now that they're getting picked here. You see the Tychus falling. Diablo getting kicked away, and they're going to siege up this mid wall and keep. I'm assuming they're not going for an end here. Oh my goodness, Diablo trying to get that APOC combo up, but he does get polymorphed and blown up by the side of Resurgence of the Storm. So down he goes. They might try to go for the end here now with 2 members down if they just want to kite around this keep and start hitting the core.
Yeah, that would be my call there. They have 20s, they're going to boot away this Jazzalene, but they want the second keep down as they step up. But D.Va, I think she has bomb up too as soon as she comes out here. Nope, halfway onto the bomb there, but 2 members still down.
Here's a falling sword. That's going to connect onto the Jazzalene. Knem coming out, connecting onto him as well. Lucio trying to get him out here. They are healing him up. It looks like he's going to survive here, but the call is on for the core. They're starting to dump the damage onto this core now. Black Hole comes out, connects onto 2 members of TRSG. They managed to get the pick onto the Lucio. Jazzalene getting quite low, getting chased down by the D.Va and Tassadar. See if they can manage to get the kill there, and they do find it. Here comes another falling sword from the Joanna. Tanking that core damage, though. Brightwing trying to get the phase shift off to save her, but unfortunately not in time for Resurgence of the Storm. Joanna is going to fall. But still, you know, a 1 for 2 here, maybe 2 for 2. We do have the phase shift coming out onto the D.Va now, just in time to save her. Diablo is on the chase, though. He is mounted and running down at Resurgence of the Storm. Is he aware that they're taking the siege camp, though?
I don't think so. Great Tassadar wall coming out there, but I can see Silver licking his chops there, trying to chase down that baby D.Va. And unfortunately, you know, the Brightwing coming in there and getting that Z onto baby D.Va, and unfortunately not being able to get that pick. But, you know, 2 for 1 sitting here now. You know, no frontliner other than Sonya for Resurgence of the Storm as they try and clean up this bot lane here.
Yeah, level 20 is about to be hit too now for TRSG. Resurgence of the Storm had their level 20s for quite a bit here. So they're going to end up having to take a fight here in a moment on equal talent tiers. That bottom bruiser camp is up and available. We're going to see Team Rainbow Strike go for the rotation onto this camp as D.Va and Sonya take down the 4 in the top lane.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Yep, even more, you know, that's just not the constant catapults, but the periodic catapults just facing on, heading towards that final keep on the side of TRSG. And that's the gank bush squad going on here bottom, maybe trying to see if they can catch Tassadar walking through that wall. But Pig Merlin Perseus is going to rotate down here from the mid lane.
We need to play this a bit carefully, and this is a 5v4 in favor of TRSG right now. We just need to let Sonya get down here, wait for her, have some patience, and then go for the engage. They're already trying to step up to fight under this base, the tower shots from the fort here, so it's kind of already in their favor if they just play this a little bit slow and wait for Sonya. She is
yeah, they
here
can
now.
play it slow. They have the rest bet here is to delay the back. They have 3 catapults on the core now. You know, 43% health, and they need to pay attention here.
Here's the big combo coming out again. The APOC into the Jazzalene grab bomb, and they're going to get the kill onto Tassadar. Mech Explosion comes out to try and zone them off. The core damage is out, though. If they can manage to keep them from backing here, you know, this is going to be the game going over in favor of Resurgence of the Storm with the Winions. Let's see if they decide to go for this, just stall the back strategy. And they have enough front line to do it. Chromie is starting to back. It looks like they're, you know, they're not looking to try and stall this back. In fact, Chromie makes it back okay. The rest of the members look like they're going to start to walk that way. But in terms of damage onto the core, nothing. A little bit of shields taken off, but that's going to regenerate in just a moment.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been, you know, a keep for them, or at least a keep wall if they didn't have the have to back and take care of that, losing at least 1 player. But we want to see them get the bruiser camp there as well, meet it up top, try and get these lanes pushed out a little bit more, but we're going to see Perseus rotate bottom 2, grab this, and they're going to have to rotate everybody here in the middle. We're going to see the wallbang coming out onto Pig Merlin, but there goes that grab-a-bomb combo, but she's going to be able to somehow just thread the needle with that Q to get out of all of that mess.
Yeah, good thing too, because they're still just waiting for that Tassadar to come up now. He is here, so it's 5v5 up and available. Almost all the ults up and available on the side of Resurgence of the Storm to use here. grab bomb is down. It might be a good time to try and take this engage while they're missing that combo that's been kind of the only thing that's making team fights work for them right now.
Yeah, and Gasso is going to peel away to, just help his team out. But we're going to see the re-engage. We know it's going to go down, but we're going to see the APOC, not the combo, but just APOC getting popped here. But the Black Hole going to come out to disengage on the team of Team Rainbow Strike Go. But down goes Chromie. C2D2 is just spinning to win. Down comes the task wall, but then Pop is owed. APOC going to get popped a second time. Here comes Diablo, baby Diablo though, but he's going to cash in all of his souls to rejoin this team fight. Another great task wall going to come out and spinning to win again. C2D2 onto that. Gazlo and Panda is on the run, but here I think we're going to see a core call.
Does have APOC up. This is the third one this team fight. He's going to pop that, try to kind of defend the core here, but it is falling here. Polymorph going out onto Diablo is looking to try and pick off that Sonya, flipping her around. And she's just trying to spin and survive in the back line, creating space for the rest of her team to start chunking down this core and hitting it herself here. And this is going to be game number 1, going over to Resurgence of the Storm. GG's and well played.
Yeah, what a game number 1.
Let me update the score real quick. All right, let's take a look at these stat stacks. What are you thinking?
Yeah, again, I think you and I are both in agreement that C2D2 was the MVP of game number 1. I like the Wombo combo from Team Rainbow Strike Go, but I think on a map like Dragonshire, I think almost come level 10 that somebody else should have been in the offlane against Sonya. They could have had a little bit better team fights, instead of dealing with her. Because he was, the Gravel Bomb was in the top lane, and Diablo with the APOC was down in the bottom. So until later in the game, in those middle team fights, we really didn't get to see that come online.
I mean, I just like Resurgence drafting because it's a little bit different. You don't usually see 2 bruisers in a tank getting picked up in this meta, but they've shown time and time again that they can make it work. They put D.Va in the 4-man, and it really plays out well for them. Look at the kills here, 11-4. So this game, I mean, it really felt like Resurgence of the Storm kind of had the control in this match.
Yeah, I mean, they had to send 2+ people to deal with Sonya in that off lane. She was able to, get that double soak going on between top and mid, as well as hold the point, allowing her team to just hard push bot. I mean, we saw that fort go down almost, I think, even before the first Dragon Knight. If not, no, they took it with the first Dragon Knight, I believe. Maybe not. I'm trying to think now. I think they went mid.
Bottom foot, they took it before they even had a Dragon Knight.
Okay, I thought that was the case, but just great job.
All right, we're just waiting for this next lobby to be formed here. Any last thoughts on this though before I exit out of the stats screens?
No, I think I am excited for game number 2 here. I want to know what TRSG wants to do the balls in their court. Do they go with first pick this time instead of the map pick? Maybe give them chance to have one of those powerful heroes. I mean, they were able to get the Gazlo. He was able to do his thing, but D.Va seemed a little bit more powerful in her own right.
Yeah, there was just, I mean, they have an idea and they were executing it some of the time, managing to pull off like the APOC combo into a Gazlo grab bomb, and it was working when they hit it. But some of the times they went for a target that had the capabilities to avoid the combo, and we saw that happen quite a few times with the D.Va being quite slippery in those grab bombs and managing to avoid the APOCs and grab bomb combos. And then you're just left with, your main Wombo combo in these team fights down and nothing picked off of it. It really kind of leaves the team fight weak on the side of TRSG. What do you think about the falling sword?
Well, the fact that I didn't even know what it was called is, the thing is like when you face it, like I know, like even picking Johanna or even the Anno in the Falling Sword light bomb combo, but I don't know why I call that. But I see a lot. I just see that picked up more and more of late on the Johanna. I mean, it's like it kind of reminds me of the stage dive on the ETC there, where you can kind of get yourself in and out of bad spots, as well as re-engage on teams that are maybe trying to peel away.
Yeah, it's also kind of fun, just the Dying Breath getting picked up by Diablo, as well as the Heaven's Fury getting picked up by Joanna, so they just have those ultimate cooldowns reduction, and it's kind of fun to see these team fights that extend for a long time. You have 3 APOCs coming out and 3 fucking swords.
Oh my gosh, I was sitting here looking at Diablo's talents. I'm like, how in the world does he have 3 APOCs within what felt like a minute?
Yeah, that level 20 upgrade, you have the cooldown reduced by 25 seconds for every enemy hero hit, down to a minimum of 5 seconds. But it's also cast for free when he dies. So we saw him pop APOC, so he hit a couple people, and then he died. So it went off again, and he hit more people, so it reduced the cooldown there, I guess. And then by the time he was back up,
then he had his souls.
So he walked in and he APOC'd again.
Yeah, great job, because usually you see the teleport APOC there for the quick picks at 20. But hey, I like that had some late game value for sure, especially if you're holding your souls. Why not just go in there and get the double APOCs, and then even the third one? I like that play.
What map are you thinking they're going to go to here? We do have Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya banned out by TRSG, and Cursed and Hanamura by Resurgence. What are you hoping for here?
I don't know. It could be Infernal Shrines. I mean, we could see the same thing, maybe going to a Braxis holdout. Towers of Doom, depending on if that is the comeback map. We might see the Towers of Doom pick up here from Team Rainbow Strike Go. That one they can kind of just brawl it out, and then until that last point is gone, that anybody can win that map. But another Gazlo map, I think.
And I do think that TRSG might go for first pick here, as they did lose game number 1, which should give map pick over to Resurgence. Last time we casted Resurgence and they had map pick right off the bat, they brought us to Alterac. Now that one's not banned out yet, so maybe they're going to take us to Alterac again tonight.
So I will say it looks like Cursed Hollow, Hanamura, and Tomb of the Spider Queen, most played maps on the side of Team Rainbow Strike Go. 100% win rate on Tomb of the Spider Queen and Hanamura here. Cursed Hollow is one of those maps. But it looks like the lobby's going to come out here, and it is Tomb of the Spider Queen.
All right, let's pop over to our map selections here and give you guys a rundown of where we're going, how we got here. Yeah, TRSG choosing this map once again. Let's just pop over here. I'm gonna let them know we're ready.
And I like teams that want to go with the map choice. I mean, there's a thing to say for the comfort on some of these maps, as well as the first pick.
Well,
I think it could be either or.
Let me quickly give you the rundown here. Resurgence up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Game number 1 played on Dragonshire. That map picked by TRSG, but the win grabbed by Resurgence of the Storm. Going into game number 2, TRSG, given the option of map pick or first pick, opting to go with a map pick and bringing us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. As I was saying earlier, Cursed Hollow, Hanamura banned out. BOE, Volskaya also banned out. Anything you're expecting to be target banned off of game number 1?
Sonya. Definitely a good Sonya map, but Zul can kind of do the same thing.
Do you think they're gonna let the Diva through too, though? Because I think she was kind of slippery and annoying as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is a Diva ban, especially on this map where she can kind of delay a point by herself. With the Diva Bomb on at least zone out one complete turn-in area for the team. But there is that Zeratul ban again against C2D2. One of these days, Jazz, I hope we get to see it.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's not going to be playing Zeratul for a while based off the games we've seen so far.
But you kind of have to pick your poison. Like I said, a lot of these teams just play some really good heroes, and you kind of have to just, pick your battles on what you really want to deal with, and just, a good Zeratul can just kind of win the game.
You're gonna stick with those same bans again. The Kael'thas coming out as the second ban. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It worked out for Resurgence in game number 1, so it makes sense for them to stick to the bans that they went with.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good Kael'thas map. Has tremendous wave clear in these tight corridors, these type team fights. Just having to deal with the living bomb spread as well as the flame strikes, just kind of a pain in the butt.
All right, and it looks like TRSG gonna stick with the same ban so far as well, taking away that ETC.
I play to win.
Same picks too. Diva once again getting locked in on the side of Resurgence of the Storm. Joanna.
This time switching teams, yeah.
They're real quick to lock in that Joanna. Not sure what they're taking for their second pick quite yet, though.
From order comes
all right. stealing some of Resurgence's draft, taking the Joanna and the Tassadar, who we saw played on the side of Resurgence of the Storm in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean essentially that's 4 bans from from game 1 in favor of Team Rainbow Strike Grow. I like that idea. Really great wave clear. Okay, and then we're just playing tradesies. I think Chromie gonna get picked up by Wingman here this time, and then Perseus, instead of going on the Johanna, is picking up that May.
All right.
But I think so far, I like the rotation potential coming out from Team Rainbow Strike Go. Raynor is still available here, but I think Pig Merlin will be in the 4-man again. So we're going to have that, that Diva, May, frontline bully, and then just Chromie being able to poke from whichever direction.
All right, they are going to take away that Anna from Sue here. Did we say we saw him play Anna last time? I don't think we did. It was Anduin, Brightwing, and Rhaegar. But, I mean, he kind of seems like he has a huge hero pool of healers. There's a chance that he does play the Anna and maybe just don't want a nano-boosted Chromie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is ringing the bell now that we're here in game 2. I think there was just a lot of props coming out from that Brightwing on Sue's. That's the one that's really sticking in my brain, I think.
Balloon, grant us strength.
All right, I like it. They are going to go a traditional just blow up comp, root somebody in one place between Tassadar and Greymane, just remove them from the game. But unfortunately, Diva and May really good as reverse dive. May with the snowball, Diva having the Q and the bomb on a lot of these teams. A lot of these heroes.
All right, let's see what they take for these last picks on the side here. It is going to be the Melthiel Brightwing. These are both heroes that we've seen Resurgence of the Storm play before. Brightwing even played in game number 1.
So we're going to see the offlaner here. Now, I do like the Greymane better than a Tychus, and Curse Bullet will get value with May and the Diva, but I do like Tychus, his trait into May's Ice Wall. He can kind of shred that before she can kind of get any sort of healing in it here, but I'd like to see, a Blaze. I like that pickup.
Yeah, I like that too. If you have Melthiel going last rights, that means people can jump into a bunker to avoid that damage. Yeah, I really like the pickup. I think it'll work well.
I need to come up with a name for the black hole combustion combo here if we get to see it. Would be fun, but I definitely think that the bunker could be the pickup here. That's a good call from the Lacerates.
I wonder too if a bunker could save you from some Diva bombs or temporal loop. if Chromium pops that out and Bunker's dropped if you jump in.
And this is the place where it gets the value is in these competitive environments, not so much in the solo queue environment where, you know, but if you can call your bunker placements, it's a little bit better of an ultimate.
Look at these portrait synergies coming out from these teams.
I love it. It makes setting the lobby up easier if the teams decide not to.
All right, here we are, game number 2 of our best of 3 series between Resurgence of the Storm and Team Rainbow Strike Go. On the left-hand side, we have Resurgence of the Storm with C2D2 on the Malthael, Perseus playing the Mei, Wingman on the Chromie, Pig Merlin on the Diva, and Sue Z on the Brightwing.
All right, and for TRSG, Team Rainbow Strike Go looking to take us to game 3. We have Kingle on the Blaze, Silver on Johanna, Robert on a Tassadar, Panda on Malfurion, and Styx on the Greymane.
All right, looks like both teams ready for that mid-brawl in the early game here. Time traps being set out by Chromie. That was revealed by the Blaze, though, so it's going to get picked off here in a moment. So we're going to see here if it's Malthael going down to the bottom lane. It does look like that. He's going to start that rotation. Mei getting caught out, though, by a beautiful Tassadar wall, and that's going to be first blood going over to TRSG.
Yeah, and going to be able to get the rotational advantage here early. Pig Merlin up top for the team, trying to catch what they can, but that's going to get shoved out a little bit, waiting for the Mei to come back.
You know, just looking at wave clear, I kind of do like TRSG a little bit better. The Tassadar clears a wave pretty easily, and the help of Greymane there as well. It really doesn't take much to clear up waves and get these rotations done pretty quick for the side of TRSG. Even Joanna as a tank has pretty good wave clear as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see them just trying to do the trickle turn in theory here. Like you said, they have the advantage of all of the wave clear, so they can kind of pick and choose what they want to do. They have the ability to sneak down bottom and grab some camps, as well as maybe get an invade.
Yeah, we do see Greymane and the Malfurion on the bruiser camp right now of TRSG, allowing the Joanna and Tassadar to hang back to clean up the waves as they kind of crash towards their fort wall here. That bottom siege camp up and available as well if somebody wants to do the rotation down there. We're just going to have to wait and see if that happens, but it does look like Greymane and Malfurion kind of sitting in this bottom lane, looking to potentially get the gank onto C2D2. And here we go, the stun from the Blaze goes out. Root comes out, but it's not under C2D2. He's going to manage to avoid it, but a lot of damage being dumped onto him right now. Greymane going in for the finish, and they manage to get that kill onto the Malthael. Bottom bruiser, or bottom siege camp up and available if they want to grab that now.
Yeah, as we have the bruisers pushing mid, like you said, Percy's going to get himself stuck again, but he's going to ice block through the duration of that Tassadar wall and be able to escape his life, throwing out that blizzard to add a little wave clear for the team. I heard Silver pop his medallion. They're going to be able to sneak away, and there you go. Great call by you, grabbing that Siege Giant camp as Kringle just starts to push out these lanes, but just in time to catch that soak is C2D2.
It really does feel like TRSG right now is in control of this match, playing a beautiful macro game, managing to get these camps out and get value on the map with the camp pushing and creating space for them. They are now a level up on XP over Resurgence of the Storm. In terms of turn-in, you know, 5 more gems and they'll have it, 6 more technically, but...
Absolutely, and like I said, a little bit behind, about a quarter of a level down. Not too bad for being down 2 kills, but we're going to see C2D2 trying to get a bush gank here. Body blocking poor Pig Merlin there a little bit. A little too thick to get through that bush there, Diva. As we see the rotation here onto the mid.
Joanna using her unstoppable here, so trade is down for the moment. Mei getting caught once again in that root. And behind the wall of the Tassadar. A lot of damage traded back and forth, but nobody getting picked off here. Diva rotating top to get some of that soak. Is looking to get her mech explosion up here. She almost has it. Turn-in now up and available for TRSG. And they also have that level 7 talent tier advantage if they want to try and force something. It would be a good time to do it.
Yeah, not having that front line, Johanna is trying to catch the remaining spider butts in the top lane as we see Perseus try and icing onto that Johanna, but Unstoppable was already pre-popped there, but Pig Merlin having that bomb ready. And let's see if but 7's online now for Resurgence of the Storm.
Silver taking quite a bit of damage on the Johanna there, stepping forward to try and get some of that soak from the minion wave. The turn-in's now up and available for Resurgence of the Storm as well, so it's going to be, you know, both teams kind of watching that turn-in point. Resurgence getting a bit of gens turned in the top lane now only needing 7 more until they have first objective. But down in the bottom, it is going to be TRSG dropping some gems as well. Now only sitting 9 gems away from turn-in, and that's exactly how many Blaze has conveniently.
Yeah, missed gang potential onto C2D2. Unfortunately, Kingle did miss that stun. But Icing going to come out here. The boot going to be able to push him out of the way. The blind coming out as well. He does have a tap available, so he doesn't have to back, but he's going to walk into 2 out of the 3 of those Chromie W's
So here,
and blast that little dragon.
Tassadar could have got the turn in top. All of the members of Resurgence of the Storm were down in the bottom lane, and Tass was up top. If he had just gone straight turn in, could have easily been a turn in for TRSG. Instead, they're going to allow Resurgence of the Storm to get the turn in first, and they're going to defend this on equal talent tiers.
Yeah, it could be the play there to hold on to you know, the gems as long as possible. You know, wait for 10s to come online.
They may want to be getting their level 10s to push with ultimates when they have their turn in. Does look like Resurgence going to push in this top lane here. This is the lane. This is the boss lane. You want to clear up that top fort wall, open it up for potential boss play in the later game. They are going to take down this front wall pretty easily here. And that's all they should get, as the spider is about to fall. Greymane has gone mid to clear out the spider mid. They're taking a lot of siege damage on this mid fort. He is going to manage to save it for now here. But, I mean, the rest of Resurgence now making the rotation to finish it off. Some big damage being traded here. Pig Merlin getting quite low. Phase shift coming out from the Bright Wing. Chase is on by TRSG, but they're going to be able to back out here. Turn-in now up and available for TRSG. They almost have back-to-back turn-ins here.
Yep, and like you said, 10's online. This is what they were aiming for here. They're going to get the back-to-back turn-ins with the 10 advantage here. Let's see if they can maybe try and get a pick here, or where they want to put all of the pressure. My guess is probably the top lane, but they're going to clear out mid to get some pressure there as well.
Resurgence grabbing their bruiser camp while the turn-in was going on to kind of have some defense push from this bruiser camp in the mid lane. And I expect them to wanting to defend that top lane, maybe even siege it in on the side of TRSG. Blessed Shield comes out from the Johanna. Polymorph connects onto the Jo. Now we have the Avalanche on her, and she's sent into the back line behind the fort of Resurgence of the Storm, and she is getting so low, is going to fall here. It makes it a little bit harder for these teams to siege up, missing their tank here.
Oh, what an impressive ult. That ability still gives me nightmares for that reason alone.
Spider in the top lane already at half health. They're going to try and siege this up a little bit, at least get down this front wall if they can. But they need to be a bit careful because Johanna not up anymore, so they don't have the tank to peel for them to get them out of here. May already on the flank in the back line of TRSG. Fortunately for them, it looks like they're going to be able to avoid that blizzard and walk on out of here. Blaze showing up now. Johanna back up. Diva has that mech explosion up to use. She is going to use that. The phase shift actually connecting onto the mech itself, so not getting any healing out from that. But no deaths.
Yeah, they played that really carefully. I mean, Robert's holding 23 gems. I mean, they now have the double back-to-back turn-in. But we're going to see Resurgence of the Storm coming back and gaining the XP advantage here, as we see them kind of pressuring through this mid lane and just keeping an eye on these turn-ins.
Robert getting 25 gems in here, so that means another 30, and they'll have this turn-in.
And 24 of them sitting on Blaze here on the bottom. If I were Resurgence of the Storm, I would be trying to make calls to rotate onto that Blaze and maybe just try and get rid of those gems.
Resurgence does have turn-in now. C2D2 looking to drop 22 gems into that bottom turn-in. The rest of the members turning in top, so they're going to get this. This is going to be the Spiders going over in favor of Resurgence of the Storm here.
And yeah, not too bad. Lanes are still actually relatively pushed out in their favor, actually, for just having to defend these spider butts. But we do have the Bruiser camp pushing in mid. C2D2 is going to rotate there to help clear that out. Styx was thinking about maybe engaging on this, but then Big Merlin said, I don't think so. You leave Malfield alone there in the middle.
Does look like they're going to go for the defense and top, sending 4 members of TRSG up here to defend this. Malfield sticking around in that bottom lane with the Blaze. Spider already sitting at half health. The tower starting to tank it down.
Yeah, post 10 trades into Malfield are quite spooky. You think you may have the advantage, and then all of a sudden you're at half health. He pushes that R button.
Oh, there's another beautiful wall coming out from the Tassadar there. We're going to see the Chromie fall. I think, you know, you really start to underestimate Tassadar's damage. He is stacking that level 1 Q talent, so it really starts to chunk, and you need to pay attention to the animation on him to avoid that. They ultimately are still going to go for this top fort, though. Not quite able to finish it off, but it's pretty low. You know, anytime there's a little bit of space given over to the side of Resurgence of the Storm, they can definitely take away that fort.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, I like the draft coming out from Team Rainbow Strike Go. You know, like you mentioned, that Tassadar Q, but, you know, Johanna wants to group everybody up. Malfield wants to root them in place. Place is done to follow up, and there's, you know, that's at least 2 Qs. They're getting more stacks.
Resurgence looking to defend this turn-in now from TRSG. They're already starting to siege this up in the top lane before the spiders even arrive. All 5 members sitting up top looking to really get some push done with these spiders here. Malfield did talent into last right, so looking to stack that. But Blaze went ahead and did take that bunker, so we have the bunker now up and available for this team fight to avoid the last right's damage. Interestingly enough, Malfield's still opting to take Inevitable End, meaning he has 2 Unstoppables, his Gladiator Medallion and the Inevitable End here. We do have that Blessed Shield coming out from the Johanna. Bunker is dropped. Johanna manages to jump into the bunker before the Avalanche connects, though, but Malfurion stuck in the back lane, gonna get chunked down, and he falls here. Eyes are on Johanna or Blaze as they're getting quite low as well. Blizzard comes out from the Mei. She's not gonna cap anyone, but here comes the D.Va Mega Explosion.
What a great placement. It's gonna catch. Oh no, Silver gonna be able to sneak out of there with 120 health. I love the body blocks coming in from Kingle there to protect True Silver there and save those 19 gems.
Yeah, and now in terms of turn-in, both teams pretty even on gems here. But Resurgence of the Storm looking to hit that level 16, almost a full level up on Team Rainbow Strike Go right now. They're going to grab their Bruiser camp. It looks like Malfield's going to grab the Siege camp in the bottom as well, so they're going to have a lot of pressure going on these lanes, create a bit of space for them to dump the gems that they do have, and then look to grab gems elsewhere on the map to get this turn-in.
Yeah, and this is a slow burn. I mean, at the beginning of the game, Team Rainbow Strike Go had, you know, a commanding just positioning and just control of this map, and just little by little, you know, turn-ins, and you know, it's just great job from Resurgence of the Storm here. Structurally, you know, 2 forts down. They are holding on by a thread on all 3 of their forts, so they're not out of the clearing yet. But 16's online here. We may want to see them engage onto Team Rainbow Strike Go, but their positioning is pretty phenomenal here. They're going to rotate onto their Bruisers. C2D2 may, I don't think he had any vision there, but we're going to see maybe just checking, boss. Not going to take it here.
They are 4 gems off of getting turned in on the side of Resurgence, so they're going to dump all their gems while they can. Only 2 gems needed on the side of TRSG, but, you know, lane pressure not quite in their favor now. They're going to have to kind of overextend here to try and get that turn in. They do have that level 16 now, and it does look like Resurgence of the Storm is just going to let them have it. Or they're going for the turn in bottom, trying to race them here. C2D2 has that 4 gems. It's just who gets them in first. And it is going to be Resurgence of the Storm getting the turn in here.
All right, and that will be a back-to-back turn-in. You know, mid lane is fairly even there, but the top lane is pushed out pretty far. We're going to see Blaze rotate up there to maybe try and push this back in the middle part of the favorable. As we see them trying to, the pink's coming out, trying to catch that gray main in rotation there, but he will able to sneak through that little alcove. as we push here into this top lane.
We're gonna go back to the mid lane. They already had that spider, you know, that's gonna be pressuring the top fort. So they're gonna go and pressure the mid keep instead. Spider's already getting quite chunked. It's, you know, quarter health left, and it is gonna fall in that mid lane. So it's up to them now where they want to bring this. Top lane does still have the spider up and available. They could just opt to stay in mid and continue to siege it down, as the other spiders need to be cleared up by the side of TRSG, and this would guarantee them a fort. It does look like May wants to stick around a bit, but the rest of her team gonna go bottom, try to open that up a little bit, getting some damage out onto the bottom wall of the keep.
All right, and let's see if Resurgence of the Storm is going to back out here or stay around too long. But the smart play here, that spider butt, they got the wall down. It will start damage on the fort. Boss is up and available here, but you know, do they trade turn-in for the boss play here, or do we look for them to defend turn-ins?
All right, does look like TRSG is heading straight to that turn-in, trying to get those gems in now. Melthiel around to interrupt at least once. The rest of the team kind of lagging behind. May had to back here, so this does look like it's going to be turn-in going over to TRSG.
Yeah, you know what? They don't have to give up too much for this. The lanes are already pushed out. The top may hold on by a thread, unless if that's where Team Rainbow Strike Go wants to put all of their force. But you know, they can quickly clear mid, and I think bot goes down as well. So they may just lose one fort here, as they just sit on their quest for 20s.
Yeah, fortunately for Resurgence of the Storm, a lot of these lanes already pushed out, so it's going to allow them a little bit more time to clear spiders and rotate into the other lanes. So they're focusing down this mid one first. Melthiel looks like he's thinking about going top. Blessed Shield coming out from the Joanna, though, does connect onto the Melthiel, and a couple other members there. Phase Shift coming out to save him, though. Barely survived there. Brightwing saving the day. They do clear up that spider. It looks like there's going to be a rotation into the top from some of the members of Resurgence of the Storm trying to save this top fort. Meanwhile, mid fort going to be secured by TRSG. Bottom fort also getting quite low here as the spider is pushing that as well. Rotation from TRSG. They're going to choose to go to this bottom lane. I mean, everybody's up in that top lane on the side of Resurgence of the Storm, so seems like a pretty good idea just to push the lane that's furthest away here. Safe. Spider's still up.
Yep, you know, Resurgence of the Storm not quite 20s yet, so they can look to pick this fight. Structurally wise, it is keeps to keeps. All forts are down in this map. Kringle trying to get some poke damage. They do get that keep wall down as they peel away with 20s now online.
Yeah, here's the level 20s now, and it kind of looks like they maybe want to chase them down. Melthiel mounted up, looking to try and get anybody he can. This Blaze still showing in the lane, and I think they know they're all down on this bottom camp. Melthiel's going to walk right in here. They're looking for that fight, but is he arriving too early? He gets picked off before the rest of his team can show up here. A little bit too excited to get in here to fight, and then now they're down a member, but up their level 20 talent here.
Yeah, but the chase is on for Percy. She's going to be able to snowball. I'm sorry, not snowball. Blizzard her way to safety there as he comes in from Susie.
Well, here's the thing. Melthiel talented into the no one can stop death at level 20. So he does respawn back into the game right away and running back down to his team here. So they could look to go for another fight here. There's 3 ults down on the side of TRSG right now if they do choose to fight this. Level 20 is almost online now for TRSG. D.Va gonna walk in there, boop some people around. There's the avalanche used by May, but didn't connect onto anyone. D.Va has that mech explosion up and available to use. She is gonna pop that, but she's caught in the root from the Malfurion. Grey May now in the back line. The Emerald Wind coming up from the Brightwing. Going to give them some space to disengage here, but 1-0 in favor of TRSG here.
Yeah, and that was the team fight that they needed. You know, halfway through that team fight, they
Look
did
at this
get
too.
20s
They're
online
going
here. Yeah,
beeline straight to the bruiser camp of Resurgence, looking for the invade.
Yep, they are putting their feet on the pedal and not letting off here. You know, they'll get this pressure into this mid lane. They got to push these lanes out a little bit. I expect them to rotate here with D.Va down for another 30 seconds, maybe make that boss play and grab the final, you know, couple gems for the turn in here and try and get that back with the boss and push for a win.
Yeah, they're currently sitting at 51 of 65 gems needed to turn in. So if they can manage to find those gems on the map somewhere, get this boss, get the turn in, definitely looking like this game could go in favor of TRSG right now.
Yep, Avalanche is still on cooldown for another 20 seconds. Percy is just stepping on up there. He's going to catch Panda in the division, but it's not going to be enough. That is going to be an unbothered boss coming out for Team Rainbow Strike Go. But the clear is pretty on point here for Resurgence of the Storm. They should be able to deal with this, but they're going to forego any sort of defensive turn-in defense here just to make sure that this boss doesn't get too much damage on this keep.
We do see this boss pushing in now. Blessed Shield going out, connecting onto the Chroma. We have the phase shift going out onto Chroma. She popped her Gladiator's medallion. Is going to be able to walk away here, but Brightwing getting caught in the root, taking a lot of damage here. Is going to back up, hit that tap. Snowball connecting onto the Blaze and Joanna, sending them behind the wall of Resurgence of the Storm. They are looking to try and get the picks here. Bunker goes down, Polymorph connecting onto the Joanna. Bunker is taken off by Resurgence of the Storm. They are going to get the kill onto the Blaze. Joanna getting quite low, but Malfurion popping the heal here on his ult. May getting stuck, managing to back out of there and survive for the moment. The chase is on for the members of TRSG. They didn't have that turn in yet, so if they can get the picks here, Resurgence could maybe look to end the game.
Indestructible getting popped by the Johanna. Malthael just doing the best he can to land those Moonfires to get that Johanna topped off, and is unsuccessful there. As we see Tassadar sneaking away up to the top, we got May just clearing up the remainder of that boss. As we see Resurgence of the Storm is looking to take down the first keep of this game here in mid, but they are going to get pushed away by the amazing siege damage coming out from Tassadar and Greymane.
What a great defense coming out from Resurgence. The Avalanche really, really just, allowed them to ensure they kept their top keep here. And now they're looking to secure a keep on TRSG right now. We are going to see this mid keep getting picked off by Resurgence of the Storm. But keep in mind, in terms of turn-in, they're not really close to having turn-in themselves. They could back up and clear out some of these waves and get quite a bit of gems here if they wanted to. But TRSG sitting 54 of the 65 needed already turned in. It's going to be a bit difficult for them to find the gems, though, to finish that turn in, because right now the lanes are all pushed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to literally come over onto the side of Resurgence of the Storm. So, great job by them just having the forethought of, hey, let's not push these lanes out. Let's have them play on our side of the map, but have two keeps down, being able to tank all of that damage. So if they happen to win a team fight, they can just end this game.
We do see Resurgence of the Storm capping that bottom siege camp, bruiser camp on the side of TRSG getting picked up here. So that's going to need to be cleared out in the mid, but again, that's just more pressure, bringing more gems to the side of Resurgence of the Storm.
All right, and we got them little CG boys pushing down bottom as fast as possible. I don't think they're going to make it all the way to the core, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. But we have Team Rainbow Strike Go pushing the mid lane here with this Bruiser Camp, looking to take us to a game 3.
Bruiser Camp of Resurgence is up again in 15 seconds as well, so that's something that they could look to grab while their camp gets cleaned up in the mid here. Joanna walking in and popping that Unstoppable right away. D.Va doing a little booping. But they do manage to clean up that Bruiser camp pretty easily here. Blaze drop into oil to slow them on the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just D.Va doing D.Va things.
Mm-hmm. Look at the lane pressure, though, coming out from Resurgence here. They have those Giants still pushing bottom with the Katas as well as top. You have a couple Katas finishing off the top keep wall here. Bruiser camp now picked up by Resurgence. They have 49 gems of the 65, but turn-in is available for TRSG here.
Yeah, boss is up in a minute 20. They do not have turn-in yet. They are 49 of 65, so 16 more gems needed from Resurgence of the Storm here. So they are going to play a little bit defensive here, watch these turn-ins as best as they can. With a boss up in a minute, we can see this go either way here.
Beautiful Avalanche connecting onto the Malfurion. He is sent into the backline of Resurgence, and he's now getting focused down. Down goes the Malfurion. Chases on now for the rest of the members of TRSG. Greymane getting quite low. Going to pop the Unstoppable. Go back in, try to get some damage out, but he's going to fall as well. Now 3 members getting picked off looks like Joanna going to be the next member to fall here. Does proc that level 20 upgrade, but unfortunately 4 members down on the side of TRSG, and this is going to be a core call coming out from Resurgence to win this series 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's already coming out from Team Rainbow Strike Go. What a series here. Resurgence of the Storm just kind of making a surge here late this season. Closing the gap between these two teams, 1 point away. I'm sure a couple flex matches are in play here because sometimes the counts get a little wonky until all the games are played. But GG's well played to Resurgence of the Storm.
And we are going to see the core fall here now. 2-0 sweep going over to Resurgence of the Storm tonight. What a great
surge
series.
of 2-0s. Yeah, like you and I, like I said, we see in the middle to the beginning parts of this season, we get a lot of 3-game series. And then tonight, just my own game. You weren't casting that one, but you were there to be a part of it. But yeah, just the back-to-back 2-0s here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this one, though, really close game. It easily could have been a game 3 here. TRSG really holding on till the end, and it ultimately just came down to whoever won that last fight at level 24 is just going to be able to finish off the game at that point. Let's just take a look at the stats here at the end, and I'm going to reach out to the captain if you want to meet me in the NGS.
Sure, absolutely. And, game 2 there, Perseus on that May, just amazing avalanches to secure a lot of those picks there to swing the team fights in favor of Resurgence of the Storm.
All right, I will meet you in the interview room. All right, we're just waiting on, there we go. We have C2D2 joining us right now from Resurgence of the Storm. Just saw him playing the Malthael. How are you feeling after that win?
We are definitely stoked about that. That was a really big match for us.
Yeah.
Essentially solidifying the 3rd place spot in the league. So
yeah,
really,
we were
really
looking at
everybody.
the league standings, and TRSG sitting tied for 2nd right now with Randy Newman, I believe. And so you were showing up as the 4th place team and taking the 2-0 on them is a really big deal.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we've played them before in Heroes Lounge and actually got 2-0'd by them in Heroes Lounge.
Oh, no way.
So it felt good to come back.
Yeah, that's really exciting for your team. Let's talk a little bit about your Sonya in game number 1. So I just gotta say, kudos to you. You were managing to double soak mid and top and allowing your team to just 4-man run it down bottom and open up the map before the first dragon was even capped there. And we just gotta say, MVP of that game, we were saying the entire time, has gotta be the Sonya. So well played there.
Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite heroes. The off lane role. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think against I saw that last night that they had played Gazlo 2 games in a row. So I expected the Gazlo pick to come out at some point tonight. And I just know that, Sonya is a pretty good Gazlo counter. So I was hoping for the Gazlo pick, actually.
Let's talk
Makes
about
your life a little bit easier, yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the bands you guys chose to go with tonight. You kind of stuck to the tried and true, going Alarak and Kael'thas first round of bands. Target bands onto TRSG? What's going on there?
Yeah, definitely target bands. Like I said, we played them in Heroes Lounge. Styx is a really good Alarak, so I wanted to make sure that he couldn't play that hero tonight. And then I think Kael'thas is just a strong hero in at this level. And I know that one of their players also plays Kael'thas, and they played it against us, and it was pretty good against us in that particular game. So we just felt like coming into this game, I looked at their hero pool kind of across all the matches this season, and they have a deep hero pool. So yeah. I wasn't exactly sure what to ban, but I know those two picks they seem to prioritize. So I felt like just taking those out in the first game, and then in the first game itself, we didn't feel like we played against anything that we would need to change our bans. So we just ran with it.
So both games tonight, you kind of went with this double bruiser comp where you had Diva and Sonya in game number 1 and then Diva and Melthiel in game number 2. We also saw you pulling out some similar comps when you played Can't Counterpick Stupid last week, I believe. Is that kind of like one of your guys' go-to comps? You know, people don't typically aren't prepared for a double bruiser.
Yeah, I think double bruiser can definitely work. You know, Diva's really strong in the meta, so she works both in the 4-man and in the off lane, just giving that element of flexibility. So it's been working for us. I'm sure that if teams are paying attention against us, you know, they'll see something, maybe react to it. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Dax, do you have any questions?
Going into game 2, I mean, standard bans from both teams coming out there, but you know them, you guys picking up the Diva, but then them turning around and just locking the Tassadar and the Johanna up from you guys, kind of like what you ran in game 1. Just curious on what the comms were like, and if you had to like kind of pivot from the draft there.
Yeah, we had to pivot slightly. We definitely, you know, Joanna is just great on that map. Obviously, wave clear is a big factor of that map and just doing that double rotation. But we felt like with the Diva, with the Chromie, that we could kind of just meet that rotation. Also, Malthiel bot against the Blaze. I can clear the lane faster than him and provide a little bit of assistance coming up to mid and just helping with that mid rotation a little bit. So I didn't think that the wave clear aspect of the Joe really hindered us too much. And, you know, obviously the May coming up big with some of those avalanches, so it definitely worked out in our favor.
Yeah, definitely my MVP was Perseus there on game 2 on that May with all those avalanches there and that final one on Malthiel to kind of seal the deal for that. But I guess the only other thing I have to state is the only question is, are we going to get to see Zeratul? I know we talked to you last week about it. Banned again, first ban priority against Resurgence of the Storm and CTD.
Yeah, it's definitely a theme. You know, I don't know. Maybe a team will want to see it one day, but so far,
fair.
Yeah, nobody's let me play it this season. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one day. I mean, if it comes up, I'm taking it. So just anybody who's listening, you know, if you want to see it, just let it through. And we'll play. Let's go.
Yeah, maybe it's not as bad as everyone thinks. Just give it a try. Let it through.
Yeah, give it a try. Let it through.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions I have for you guys tonight. We can get into shoutouts unless Dax has anything left to ask.
Well, that is everything. Just congratulations on the 2-0 victory and you know, moving up even further in the standings.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Just want to give a couple shout outs before I go. Definitely shout out to TRSG. You know, kind of a rivalry starting to form now. They took 2-0 on us first time. We took 2-0 on the second time. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the third meeting. Little grudge match going now. Shout out to Perseus and those like game-winning, basically game-saving avalanches in game 2.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely good. And then the rest of my team, you know, Wingman for always constantly putting up good numbers in the past couple games, and Suze for making great saves, and of course Pig Merlin on the Diva, bringing in good value all across the stat board. Shout out to any fans that are watching, and of course my girlfriend who always watches and supports. So thank you.
All right, well, best of luck in the rest of the season. I can't wait to see how you guys perform going forward, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's get Dax back up here. Just give me one moment. All right, we are good. You are maybe muted, though.
Nope, I am not muted. I have the push to talk on just in case. But what a series. I think this is our third week in a row of double headers, Jazz?
I try to do one double header a week, at least one. Kyberry's jumping into chat now. I hope she's not rating me over because we're about to end.
No. Pogs in the chat from Kai Berries. Hello,
Oh, no.
hello.
She did host. Thanks, Kai. I appreciate it. We're about to finish this up here, though, but I really, really do appreciate it. Before we go, though, at least I have a little bit of an audience to talk about the charity stream we have coming up for Girls Gang Squad. So this Sunday, October 18th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, the girls are getting together once again to raise some money for charity. This time is going to be the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, as October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So if you would like to come support a good cause and watch these ladies battle it out in a Heroes of the Storm tournament, make sure to check out this channel Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. Dax, where can people find you?
Best place to find me is probably just on Twitter, Dax_Hots. I make memes for Heroes of the Storm, as well as I host Nexus Edge this weekend. Next week, it didn't happen today. A lot of IRL stuff going on between all of us here producing issues. But yeah, it's usually Tuesday nights at 4 Pacific time, 7 Eastern time. But yeah, that's probably the best place to find me in all the Discords. I'm usually here casting with Jazzy. Usually double headers, if not 3 games a week here between the two of us.
Yeah, Dax always comes in to kind of save my voice for these double headers. I still can't manage to make it through, even though the smoke's cleared up. Maybe one day. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me tonight, though. Kai, I really do appreciate the host, but I'm ready to call it for the evening. Quite tired after casting all these games here tonight.
Oh yeah.
But just again, charity stream Sunday noon. Be there. If you want to play, we still really, really, really need a few more players to pick up. So if you identify as female and would like to come play in the charity tournament on Sunday, I would love to have you. Please DM me on Twitter, Discord, wherever you can get a hold of me, and I will get you all the information you need to be involved. Everyone is welcome, any skill level. I really need a few more people just to finish off the teams here. So. But yeah, that's going to be it for us. I'm going to send you guys over to Valcomer. I think that they are doing some scrims right now. They are on the Can't Counterpick Stupid team for NGS. Let me double check that they're still going before I send them over. Real quickly here. All right, it does look like, yep, they're just getting into another game here, so we'll send you over there. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thank you for the hosts and raids and follows. If you enjoy casted games, make sure to hit that follow button. I do tend to cast 5 or 6 nights some of the time a week, so yeah, make sure to hit that follow button, and thanks for hanging out.
See ya.